Hey there viewers, welcome back to another curiosity video. Did you know that more than a third of American adults are not getting enough sleep on a regular basis? So why is this such a big deal? Well, we all know you need sleep for at least 7 to 9 hours every day. It's a necessary luxury not everyone is able to afford. So what would happen if you didn't sleep at all? Like, scientifically, what would your body do if you just never slept? Would your brain stop functioning? Would you hallucinate? Would you actually die? If you want answers to these questions, keep watching till the end. Here's an interesting sleep deprivation story to begin with. The longest time a human being has gone without sleep is 11 days and 25 minutes. The world record was set by a 17-year-old American named Randy Gardner in 1963. Others include Finland's Tuomi Soini and the UK's Maureen Weston and Tony Wright have since claimed to have beaten this time, but none of them were studied as closely as Gardner. Without close monitoring, it's difficult to confirm these claims. Gardner's record was observed by William Dement, who noted that the young man experienced many side effects, including an impairment of his cognitive and sensory abilities. Initially, on the third day, Gardner exhibited tiredness. Later on, he reported mental health issues like moodiness, problems with concentration, and short-term memory loss. There were additional problems like hallucinations and paranoia, which were quite intense. On the last day, Gardner did a press conference. He wanted to prove that he could break the previous record, as well as predetermined notions about sleep deprivation, he told the reporters. He didn't consume any stimulant drugs to keep himself awake, but did have people around him to distract him from falling asleep. When the experiment ended, Gardner had been awake for 264 hours and 25 minutes. He then had 14 hours of sleep before waking up to use the bathroom. He stayed awake for a while before sleeping for another 10 hours. He seemed to have completely recovered from the experiment, researchers told a news agency. However, Randy reported suffering from insomnia decades after his sleep experiment. What's the longest time you've gone without any sleep? Tell us quickly down below in the comments section. The effects of quitting sleep come in two different types, short-term and long-term. Let's talk about the short-term effects of sleep deprivation first. Have you found yourself awake for 24 hours straight? It doesn't feel good, but you get through it with vats of coffee. You definitely shouldn't drive in this condition, and maybe shouldn't trust your memories. A study of young adult men found that they were more likely to recall false memories after being awake for 24 hours. People who don't get enough sleep have a higher load of beta amyloid in their brains. Beta amyloid is a waste product that should be cleared during sleep. High concentrations are a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. When you miss 36 hours of sleep, your symptoms become more intense. You'll have an overwhelming urge to go to bed. You may experience microsleeps or brief periods of sleep without realizing it. A microsleep usually lasts up to 30 seconds. Different parts of your brain will have a hard time communicating with each other. This severely impairs your cognitive performance, causing symptoms like impaired memory, difficulty learning, and behavioral changes. Your decision-making will also be impaired. You will have difficulty processing social cues, and your reaction time will also slow down. You may experience some physical effects as well, like increased appetite, increased inflammation, impaired immune function, and extreme fatigue. If you thought your reaction time and attention were impaired after 36 hours awake, just wait till you've been awake 2 full days. Now you're even more vulnerable to microsleeps. These are short periods of a few seconds when you appear to otherwise be awake, but don't respond to your environment. It's believed that under extreme sleep deprivation, parts of the brain will hit snooze while other parts remain awake. Microsleep is particularly dangerous for fatigued drivers, but can make just about any task harder to perform. In a study, researchers found that military surgeons who performed operations for 48 hours with no sleep were found to be cognitively impaired, putting themselves and other patients at risk. The study recommends surgeons to be limited to 12-hour shifts, with adequate sleep every 24 hours. After 48 hours of sleep deprivation, the immune system is suppressed, producing fewer natural killer cells that fight infection. Interested yet? Make sure you join our millions of followers and hit that subscribe button for all our great curiosity content. After 72 hours, most people experience an overwhelming urge to sleep. Many are unable to stay awake on their own. Going 3 days without sleep profoundly limits the ability to think, especially executive functions like multitasking, remembering details, and paying attention. This level of sleep deprivation can make it difficult to see even simple tasks through to completion. Emotions are also affected. People who have undergone this level of sleep deprivation may be easily irritated. They experience depression, anxiety, and paranoia. Researchers also found that sleep deprivation makes it more difficult to process emotions. In one study, participants with 30 hours of sleep deprivation had difficulty recognizing facial expressions. Several days of sleep deprivation can significantly alter your perception. You might experience hallucinations, which occur when you see something that isn't there. Illusions are also common. One common illusion is seeing a sign and thinking it's a person. Moving on, let's get into the long-term effects of sleep deprivation. Number 1. Hypertension. Getting less than 5 to 6 hours sleep per night has been linked to elevated hypertension. Because sleep helps our bodies regulate hormones that cause stress, a lack of rest can amplify the effects of stress on the body. Long-term sleep deprivation has been associated with increased blood pressure, higher heart rate, and inflammation. All of this puts unnecessary strain on your heart. Number 2. Faulty brain function. After just one unrestful night, we all experience brain fog, fatigue, short temper, and lack of focus. When the brain is unable to rest for a long period of time, mental function can decrease drastically. We know that adequate sleep is necessary for people to feel sharp, concentrate, and learn, but it also impacts our problem-solving skills and the ability to regulate emotions and make decisions. Sleep-deprived people also have problems with balance, reflexes, and motor skills. As a result, they're much more likely to injure themselves. Drowsiness is a major factor in car accidents. Number 3. Damaged skin. Just one sleepless night can lead to puffy eyes and bad skin. If a person continues to go without sleep, this damage can become permanent. These dark circles and rough skins can become permanent. The elasticity of the skin can also become damaged over time when a person does not get enough sleep. Chronic fatigue leads to excessive stress, which causes the body to produce more of the hormone cortisol. This breaks down protein in the skin that keeps it elastic and smooth. Number 4. Weight gain. A regular sleep schedule helps the body maintain a regular appetite and hunger schedule. This is because shortening your sleep schedule increases your production of the hormone ghrelin. This stimulates hunger and decreases your production of leptin, which suppresses appetite. Throwing off your appetite increases the likelihood that you'll overeat, which can lead to obesity over time. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 7 hours a day are 30% more likely to be obese than those who get 9 hours of sleep or more. Number 5. Impaired judgment. When you don't get enough sleep, it can limit your ability to accurately interpret events. This can make it difficult to correctly react to situations you're experiencing or make smart decisions. Most notably, those who haven't gotten enough sleep tend to make poor judgments regarding the amount of sleep they need. They believe they're not suffering from any ill effects, which only makes matters worse in the long run. Number 6. Decreased fertility. Not only can sleep disorders lower libido, they can have a devastating impact on anyone trying to conceive a child, both men and women. The same part of the brain that controls circadian rhythms also regulates the release of reproductive hormones. Getting fewer than 7 hours of sleep can lead to lower levels of testosterone over time. Hormones that trigger ovulation will also decrease. This makes it harder to have a child. Number 7. Lower immunity. While you sleep, your immune system produces protective, infection-fighting substances like antibiotics and cytokines. It uses these substances to combat foreign invaders such as bacteria and viruses. Certain cytokines also help you sleep, giving your immune system more efficiency to defend your body against illness. Sleep deprivation prevents your immune system from building up its forces. If you don't get enough sleep, your body won't be able to fend off invaders, taking you longer to recover from your illness. Long-term sleep deprivation also increases your risk of chronic conditions, such as diabetes and heart disease. Number 8. Risk of heart attack and stroke. Sleep deficiency increases your risk of fatal cardiovascular problems, such as heart attack and stroke. Doctors and researchers believe this is because the lack of sleep disrupts part of the brain that controls the circulatory system and causes inflammation. This makes the development of a blood clot more likely. While sleep deprivation and its effects may sound interesting, there's another phenomenon related to sleep that is even more baffling. We're talking about sleepwalking. Sleepwalking has fascinated people for a long time, and with advanced research, we have a better explanation for it. Learn more of what we're talking about by watching 11 Causes of Sleepwalking, or whether or not it's dangerous to wake up a sleepwalker. How much sleep on average do you get every night? Is it enough? Let us know in the comments section below.